It's our public concerns night. Every Wednesday we have been doing it for the last 2 years. So remember, you have your public concerns. We normally deal with the road, the box train, the bridges, broken bridges in communities, the lack of MP representing your community, the lack of councillor coming out and meeting the individuals in the community. So viewers, tonight we address that like any other Wednesday in the past weeks, months and year gone by. So remember, 238-6716 is the phone line to call in. Call in tonight, viewers. Light up the MP and the councillor in your community, because at the end of the day, they are getting a salary from the government to make sure that the road, the box train, the bridge, the street light works perfectly in their community. So do that. 238-6716 is the phone line to call in, viewers. So remember, Real Talk Credit Union is letting you know you can open an account for your son and your daughter under the age of 18 at Real Talk Credit Union information. So remember that, viewers. Also, Real Talk is offering you 4% on fixed deposit. Make sure, check with your bankers, see what you're getting, and if you're not getting that, contact our office. Numbers on screen, viewers. 339-1670, 242-7690, 238-6716, or 267-7325. Remember, viewers, that is the numbers for our office. Both locations at 132 Sipera Road, Victoria Village in San Fernando, and number 14 Carini Savannah Road in Shogunas. Remember that. So as we start off our program, viewers, it's public concerns tonight, and there are some issues we will be bringing up. I want to hear what you have to say. But most important, we have issues of murder. Crime is a growing concern in Trinidad and Tobago. In Trinidad and Tobago. How do you feel about the high murder rate presently? How would you rate your Minister of National Security in performance? How would you rate the statements made by the present Commissioner of Police? How would you rate them? The statements, lack of representation, the head of the Security Council for Trinidad and Tobago, who is the Prime Minister. What do you have to say about these people who hold high office? It's public concerns night tonight, viewers. Since crime is an issue in Trinidad and Tobago, it's everybody's business because it affects us, the citizens. So I want to hear what you have to say when you're calling 238-6716. So as we start our program tonight, viewers, remember our rerun of this is tomorrow from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Remember that. So we're going to what Minister of Works and Transport, Rohan Sinanan, have stated that the construction of the new highway brings opportunity for prosperity for people and the country as a whole. He made a statement in the Senate on a motion to approve President Christine Kangalu's decision on the acquisition of land for the construction of the Churchill-Roosevelt Highway extension to Manzanilla, Phase 1, from Komoto Junction to Toko Main Road. Now, viewers, Sinanan stated that the construction project started under his tenure as minister, and it is a reflection of the integrity of this government. He said the reason for the extension is because the land mass on the eastern peninsula of Trinidad is almost 1/3 of TNT, and there is no highway to open up this part of the country to the rest of the population. Listen to the minister.
This construction project started under the duration of my tenure, and it is the reflection of the integrity of this government. Mr. President, why the government decided to build a highway or the extension of the Churchill-Roosevelt all the way to Sandy Grande? Mr. President, the landmass on the eastern peninsula of Trinidad is almost 1/3 of Trinidad and Tobago. Unfortunately, there are no highways that opens up the entire area for the population.
So now, viewers, Sinanan added that a highway brings prosperity to a community and greater opportunities for persons because more than 60% of the working population on the eastern side of Trinidad works for a minimum wage. So the rest of the country are working for minimum wage then. Listen to this.
Mr. President, what does a highway bring to a community? It brings prosperity, a better standard of living, better health care, more utilities, and greater opportunities for its people. If we look at the eastern quadrant of Trinidad, although it is 1/3 the landmass of Trinidad, apart from the Point Fortin Regional Corporation, which is merely a very small landmass area, this eastern quadrant of Trinidad has the lowest amount of registered businesses in Trinidad. More than 60% of the working population works for minimum wage.
The minister also stated that the people of the Eastern Trinidad are very happy for this new route. And he promised to take this standard of infrastructure development throughout TNT. Sinanan said, there are many highways in Trinidad that have been built and the land has not been vested in the state, which cause persons to stay on the land and then claim the rights of it. Ooh, I'll listen to this.
The people of the eastern communities are very happy for these new routes. Just 2 days ago, a significant amount of our population experienced the drive on the Valencia to Toko Road. And the comments that I'm getting, it is one of the best stretch of road network in the country. We intend to take this standard throughout Trinidad and Tobago. And the Wallafield to Sangre Grande highway is no exception. As I said, Mr. President, what we simply ask to do here, for the first time in the history of this country, is to vest the land in the state even before the highway is completed. That have never happened before. And there are benefits to do that. There are many highways in Trinidad that have been built, and up to now, the land have not been vested in the state. And what you have is people going back on the land, staying for a period of time, and then claim the rights to the land.
So what he's actually saying there is that people stay on the land for a period of time and then take the land. They take the land. They claim the land. All over Trinidad it's happening. All over Trinidad it is happening. Not only on the eastern side. People reaching in a situation that they have to survive. There are state lands, county lands all over Trinidad and Tobago that is actually doing nothing. Nothing. Some build houses, some have children, some have grandchildren on houses in land. Some have no opportunity, so they grab what they can. To Terence Dayal Singh, Health Minister Terence Dayal Singh has rejected allegations by Barataria Sanwa MP Saddam Hussein that any of his immediate family have an interest in the area where the Churchill-Roosevelt Highway extension to Manzalina Phase 1 from Komoto Junction to Toko is to be built in East Trinidad. Dayal Singh stated that neither himself nor any member of his family have any interest in any parcel of land concerning the Komoto-Manzalina Highway. Hussein claims to have documents that indicates Dayal Singh recused himself from cabinet deliberations on the highway because his relative allegedly owned land in the area. However, Dayal Singh stated that upon examining the motion, he discovered that his second cousin does have an interest. And that is why he recused himself from cabinet meetings. Listen to this.
On reflection, Madam Speaker, and for the avoidance of any doubt whatsoever, I want to set the Hansard straight and the record. Not only must we be transparent, but as the old saying goes, justice must not only be done, but seem to be done. Originally, the information put out would have led someone to believe that my immediate family had an interest in 5 parcels of land. That is simply not true. However, on looking at the motion, I have discovered that my second cousin removed does have an interest, and it is on that basis I recuse myself. My personal integrity demands...
1 minute, please, member. No. I don't know what is such a great joke that people will laugh so scandalously. I know from the contrite body language that I'm reading from some members to my left that they appreciate the level of their infraction.
So Trinidad and Tobago, I want to ask you all something. By him recusing himself from cabinet meeting, does that stop him from having a say? Does that stop him from having a backdoor meeting? Does that stop him from going to a meeting and finding out all the do's and the don'ts in it? Does that stop him from intervening in a situation? No, it doesn't. How many times Stuart Young recused himself from cabinet because of certain issue would have arisen? But did that stop him from having say outside? No, it didn't stop him. And neither is it going to stop the Alsing. So coming up now in the chambers to tell them X, Y, and Z, and he recused himself. Let me tell you something. To me, it says nothing. Absolutely nothing. Because if Saieed Ali is not in his building, I recuse myself from my building and are next door. You think they won't call me on the phone? Saieed, we know you're not in the building. We know you recuse yourself from the building, but that didn't stop me from calling you on your phone. Ooh, how you call that? Call her good night.
Hello?
Go right ahead, you're live, my friend.
Yes, thank you. And you're totally correct. They should remove the word recusal from the parliamentary
dictionary.
Vocabulary, because it's a total waste of time. It don't make any sense. And I would just like to touch on two topics quickly. One,
talk to me.
The Prime Minister said that he wants to disband or close down Service Commission. For him, he said they're underperforming.
Yes.
I would like to let him know that to close down the government also, because they too are underperforming. All the best, Saieed. Have a great evening.
Thank you for your comments, my friend. So viewers, they also reiterated that his personal integrity as somebody in public life for 13 years demand the highest standard, even if it is his second cousin removed. He said, neither him, his wife, nor his children have no interest in these 5 parcels of land. He also reiterated that minister recusal from cabinet meetings should not be weaponized to make persons believe those recusal have a nefarious outcome or objective. Listen to this, man.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. My personal integrity as somebody in public life for 13 years demands the highest standards, even if it is my second cousin removed. My personal integrity means the world to me. I want to put on the record again that my immediate family, that is myself, my wife, my children, have absolutely no interest in these 5 parcels of land. It is, in fact, my second cousin removed. Madam Speaker, as I close, I just want to put on the record that the issue of recusals in the cabinet should be an honorable one and should not be weaponized, as it has been done, to indicate that every recusal has a nefarious outcome or objective. Recusals are a part of the public protection, and as a cabinet member, as in this cabinet, we recuse when we have to.
So Trinidad and Tobago, does that stop him from having a say? So when we come back, I just want to touch on one little thing and we'll close off this. Viewers, I'll see you on the other side of this break.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtalk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtalk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Realtalk Credit Union information stores are now open to members of the public. We are located at the Realtalk Group of Companies building at number 14 Carney Savannah Main Road. Opening hours are from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us via telephone at 238-6716 or 231-6219 to book your appointment. You can also stay connected with us via Facebook. Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday.
Are you ready? So Trinidad and Tobago, before we move on to Rohan Sinanan, I want you to listen to me closely. If you're getting up, sit down. If you open your fridge, close it. I like the Prime Minister here tonight, you know. So listen to this. We are accusing nobody here tonight. We are slandering nobody. We are bad talking nobody, and we are backbiting nobody. So listen this. I made those statements to say this. Now, Dayal Singh said he recused himself from office. Now, the land belonged to his second cousin, the 5 pieces of land. They want to pass the road right where the land is. So how long did the present administration knew that they were going to pass the road on this parcel of land? What is the worth of this parcel of land? So I'm just saying something here now. Is there any backdoor deals? We ain't accusing nobody, you know. Because our minister have land up in Toko. We don't hear nothing more of that. And I believe what the same minister who owned land where Kedona was. We hear nothing about that. Now they want to pass a highway where they are saying second cousin owned 5 parcels of land. Didn't they knew that before? So I just want to say something now. Like I said, we're not accusing anybody, you know. We're not accusing anybody. So I want to ask the government, did the government purchase this land? This 5 parcel of land, did they purchase this land? Did any deals cut on this parcel of land? I am asking. My job is to ask the minister for clarity. Yes, we understand this parcel of land is on the second cousin name. Don't you think Dayal Singh would have known that if you pass this road through here, it's my second cousin land, you're passing this road? When they were going to break down Kedana and build the housing development, and they knew the land belonged to the minister, I believe it was Rohan. Somebody say something tonight. Somebody. Is the land sold as yet? Did anybody purchase the land? Is there any backdoor deals concerning this land? Dayal Singh recusing himself says nothing to Saieed. And I want to let you understand that. Says absolutely nothing to Saieed. Somebody say something. Call a good night.
The answers to those questions, sir, would only come about with a change of government, because you would never get proper and true answers from a government like this PNM government, sir. It would take a change of government. The other thing, sir, with this racist talk about, about African killing Indian, they say those are racist talk. What about the rubbish and the racism that was spewed by Crow? That a judge found it necessary to censor him? A judge found that? Why is it you're hearing nothing Rowley or nobody said nothing about these racist talks? Sir, you know what is disturbing? And very, very disturbing, sir? You see why Trinidad is in a crisis too as well? Face reality, they are not facing reality. This government is what you call a spin doctor government. Imagine the US government is saying that senior government official is involved in human trafficking. And our honorable Prime Minister was so good to turn that statement to let it mean senior government officials mean the opposition, and they are being investigated. You see, that is why we are not getting to solve whatever it is causing these problems. Because when Crow and Sugalos and they were spewing venom, remember when they attacked Mr. Pandey and they played this thing with Crow saying about Ishmael and all these kind of things, a judge had to censor him, sir. Today's world, press freedom. Do you think there is any like press freedom in Trinidad and Tobago? When the Prime Minister decides who come into a conference and who don't come to his conference, when you have a journalist who is given certain kind of question to us and later promoted to a senior position in TSPT, sir, is that press freedom there? That is why we are having all these problems, sir. You're not getting proper address to this situation. For example, sir, if your carburetor is giving problem, would you go to fix the distributor? Do you think you solve that problem? That is what is happening today in Trinidad and Tobago. They are not dealing with the issue. They are sweeping it under the carpet. Now you hear the talk about the Prime Minister going to dismantle the Service Commission. This Service Commission was there, that was by Dr. Eric Williams as a buffer between the politicians and the public servants. Now he wants full control. You see, this is where we are headed. I think what we need right now is an effective opposition to march and take us straight to elections. That is what we're not getting. Because I don't think you could have a pumpet fighting a Rottweiler, sir. I don't think so. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, my friend. So Trinidad and Tobago, did any money pass for that piece of land? I'm just asking a question. Why did Dayal Singh recuse himself? What does that prove? It proves nothing. It just proves that, you know what, Dayal Singh not in this meeting. But does that prevent him from getting all the notes after the meeting? Who got the contract to wash down the Brian Lara Stadium? Who got the contract? So Dayal Singh recusing himself in this matter says absolutely nothing to the country. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Because when the door closed or the door open, Dayal Singh will still know what's taking place. Let me tell you something. I've been around government officials for too long to know how the system actually works. So they can't come and tell Saieed, well, Saieed is not what you're saying, and it's not like that. Come better than that. Is Saieed Ali coming by? Is Saieed Ali coming by? And I want you to understand this. Your right hand in the ministry could be Saieed, friend. Eh? Your right hand in your ministry could be coming by Saieed to do something. Eh? I want to keep that in all your mind. I won't say which ministry. But keep that in all your mind. So when you want to come on a public platform and say, well, you know, the land belongs to my second cousin and I am recusing myself because of the 13-year service and I want to upkeep my name, you said nothing to me. You said nothing to me because you will still know the discussion that they have behind closed doors. That is why I ask, is there any deal taking place? We are accusing nobody, you know. We're not accusing anybody. I am asking on behalf of the public interest, how much is the 5 parcels of land worth? How much? This is what now the public would like to know. Hence the reason why I asked the question, what is the worth of these 5 parcels of land? What is the price that the government is going to pay this second cousin for this 5 pieces of land? I don't want to talk business. Now we got to talk business. It's public concern night, you know. So while we're staying on that now, listen to this. Works and Transport Minister Rohan Sinanan have stated that millions of dollars have been wasted over time by previous government on flood plans which were never implemented to address flooding in TNT. 7 years now in that ministry. But you want to blame our government. 7 years. Let me say 8 years. 8 years in the past. Wasn't he the one who came out and said, due to climate change, we don't know what will happen to the Manzalina Road next year again? Wasn't he the same minister who came out and said that? Due to climate change? But you're blaming our government 8 years in the past? Hey, let me tell you something, unless some real jokers, you know. It is my job to put all you on the spot. And it is my job to demand answer from you all so the public will hear it. Because you know why? The public can't come at all. You know why? All they want to muzzle them and kill them with tax. Approximately 20 projects have been identified for design, review, and tender preparation. Listen to this.
Madam Speaker, the work undertaken by the Andean Development Bank in respect to the flood management master plan of the National Drainage Plan was divided into 2 strategic plans, out of which will flow projects for development. At this stage, approximately 20 projects have been identified for design review and tender preparation. These projects are in various stages of development. Thank you.
So now, viewers, responding to a question from Urupush West MP, Devendranath Tanku, Sinanan stated that while CAF grant was for one plan, the project he mentioned were part of an ongoing plan and have already started to be developed. Listen to this.
Madam Speaker, as indicated, this grant was for the preparation of the plan. It's an ongoing process. However, you don't have to wait for the plan to be completed. As I did indicate, so far there have been 20 projects generated from this plan, which is at different stages of the development. So the plan is an ongoing plan, and projects coming out of the plan have already started to be developed. Thank you.
So now, viewers, Tanku asked if the CAF grant was being spent on matters that were unrelated to flooding. However, CNN recalled that millions of dollars were spent on these plans and they were not operational under the PP's government. Listen.
I understand that this is an ongoing plan and the work is in progress. However, there should be a flood management master plan, which is for overall Trinidad and Tobago, and that is the funding that was received. The funding that was received was for that particular purpose, the development of a flood master plan. Are you advising that the money is being spent on a rolling plan as we go along rather than a master plan?
Sir?
Madam Speaker, when this plan first started, I had several questions to answer in the Parliament about it. And I did indicate that coming into the ministry, I found a room where there were about 20 plans, drainage plans, going back all the way to the 60s. And they were all plans. And a lot of money was spent, millions of dollars was spent on these plans. But there were no operational plan in place. When we engaged the Andean Development Bank, they took all these plans and created an operation plan to be funded by the Andean Development Bank. There were studies in several parts of the island, and several parts of the island had no studies at all. So what is coming out of this process is actual boots on the ground in certain areas where plans have been completed for. Right now, the study for the Western Peninsula is taking place because with all the millions that we spent, millions, there was no study for the Western Peninsula.
So now, Trinidad and Tobago, we're going to give Rohan Sidanan kudos for what he's doing on the Eastern Peninsula. At the end of the day, I'm a man of my word. If he's doing a great job up on the East, we'll congratulate him publicly. Publicly. So kudos to Rohan Sidanan for developing the highway on the East. Thank you, sir. So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to hear about Gonzal's hope that 70% of the country will get water 24/7 after this.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtalk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtalk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Realtalk Credit Union information stores are now open to members of the public. We are located at the Realtalk Group of Companies building at number 14 Crony Savannah Main Road. Opening hours are from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us via telephone at 238-6716 or 231-6219 to book your appointment. You can also stay connected with us via Facebook. Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com. and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday.
Welcome back to Real Talk, viewers. Remember, Real Talk is giving you 4% on our fixed deposit savings. Remember that, viewers. I always say 4% on $100,000 is $4,000 per year, while other financial institution is giving you how much? $1,000, $1,500 per year. So what are you going to do? You're going to grab your 1.5%, which is $1,500 on $100,000, or you're going to grab $4,000 at the end of 12 months on $100,000. You be the judge of that. Which one is giving you more? Which one is giving you more? So viewers, as we go to Gonzalez, Minister of Public Utility Marvin Gonzalez is optimistic that within the next 3 to 5 months, 70% of consumers across the country could have a 24-hour water supply. He identified a series of 6 wells being drilled, which could bring relief to several communities. With respect to Freeport-Couva, he was told that desalination company of Trinidad and Tobago Point Lisa's plant and the Water and Sewerage Authority, WASA, Caroni Water Treatment Plant were the main source of water for these areas. Gonzalez noted that when these facilities experience disruption in their production schedules, it means communities who have received once every 9 days are without water for 2 to 3 weeks, which would lead to residents staging protests. I'm glad you understand that. Against the background, Gonzalez stated that the ministry decided to identify some rich aquifers in this area to improve water supply. Listen to Gonzalez.
So what we decided to do is to identify some rich aquifers in this area to improve water supply, because it is too dependent on the Desalcott plant and the Caroni water treatment plant. As we speak right now, Desalcott is now producing water, 30 million gallons of water per day, meaning that it is underproducing from its contracted amount of 40 million gallons of water per day.
Now, Gonzalez, I'm not going to condemn you tonight, but I'm going to say, I wish you all the best. Gonzalez also identified underperformance at WASA Freeport Water Treatment Plant as another challenges to get water supply there. Plans are also in place to address water issue in South Trinidad. Listen to this.
The Cedros area is one such area where it is not possible to get a well, it is not possible to get a freshwater surface water plant. The only viable solution is for WASA to buy a packaged desal plant to get water from the sea, have it properly treated as is done in every other country, and to increase water production by about 1 million gallons of water per day.
Now, viewers, he also boasted that within the last 2 years, many UNC constituencies got a proper supply of water as a number of projects was completed. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Being a minister is not about UNC or PNM area. I want you to understand something. Because at the end of the day, citizens of Trinidad and Tobago voted you all. It could be PNM people from our UNC area. Yes. It could be people from UNC areas that voted PNM. So you see, when they come up and say it's a UNC area and a PNM area, at the end of the day, all of us living in Trinidad and Tobago, all of us want better. Every single individual wants betterment for themselves in the community. So you see this PNM, UNC, ANR area, constituency and area. Let me tell you something, I'm not wasting time. Just get the job done so the people of the community could say thank you. Now, Tanku went further and stated that it was his responsibility to ask questions. However, Speaker Bridget Annette George stated that the question was out of order. Listen to this. We have that one? So viewers, they are trying to work on that video presently. Now, a little updates. Five. Now, water woes. Residents of Union Village in Mayaro burnt tires across the Naparima-Mayaro Road in demanding a pipe-borne water supply. Residents stated that the area has had no water for over a month, and pleas to the authorities has gone unanswered. Just imagine that. Over a month now. Over a month now, they're looking for water, and no water. Imagine that, eh? Over a month. 1 month. And no water. So, over 1 month now, no clothes washing? No clothes washing in 1 month? It's sad. You're really sad. So, viewers, I just want to go back to the Gonzales water issue. Tanku went further and stated that it was his responsibility to ask questions. Just like the Minister of National Security said, it was his duty to find out why Frank C. Posado went to the prison. Remember that? So, Bridget Annette George stated that the question was out of order. So, here it is.
As a matter of fact, Madam Speaker, I can boast that within the last 2 years, a number of projects would have been undertaken in UNC constituencies, many of which receive water for the very first time. And if they have spent the $1 billion that they got from the IDB, they would not come here today asking me about water supply in their constituencies.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Minister, I represent the people of Trinidad and Tobago, and it is my responsibility to question your expenditure. I ask you a specific supplemental.
I advised about the preambles and the statements. Please ask your question. Please.
That the minister spent the time rambling about. Given that you have identified that you are not able to increase the supply of water, what specifically have you put in place, or are you putting in place to ensure that the constituents of Oropouche West receive a better water supply than they were getting?
So member, from your own mouth, you said the question has already been asked.
The question was asked and not answered, Madam Speaker.
An answer was given. Do you have another question? This is the last question.
Madam Speaker, an answer was given that did not relate to the question. A specific question was asked. I repeated the question just now. Can the minister advise what specific projects have been put in place, what specific measures have been put in place to ensure that the constituents of Oropouche West receive a better water supply than they are getting today?
Member, according to the standing orders, your question is out of order. It's been asked and an answer has been given.
So all of a sudden, Tanku asked no question. All of a sudden. So Bridget, once again, congratulations. You have let down your whole cabinet again. Why is it in the cabinet that every time a UNC member asks a question, is always something wrong with the question? Why is this? Caller, good night.
I made an observation Tuesday about 1 o'clock. When you're coming up the highway to the sanctuary,
Yes.
You're exiting to go for that little flyover there to come back to the county roundabout. You're going to go fast. Hello?
Yes, I know. Yeah, continue. I know what you're talking about. The flyover,
Right.
the exit.
Would you believe there was 4 men best painting the railing on that flyover?
Wow.
Painting it. We have so much of potholes to fix all over the place, but we painted the handrail. And that is aluminum that the one painting, all of it.
Thank you, my friend. So, viewers, 2 teams have been established to help solve the water woes in communities in Trinidad by giving WASA Board of Commissioners great oversight over managing the region. The news came from Minister of Public Utilities Marvin Gonzalez days after residents of Union Village in Rio Claro took to the streets in a fiery protest over almost a month of dry taps. So there's 2 teams that was set up in communities, giving WASA Board of Commissioners great oversight. WASA can manage their affairs, but all of a sudden, they're in charge now of communities. They're going from bad to worse. Gonzalez stated that he emphasized with the difficulties faced by communities with irregular water supply and his promise to invest more resource in providing a better quality of service to them. Referring to his own upbringing, Gonzalez said he had to carry pails of water to his home from standpipe and rivers in the past. Let's just hope your strategy, Gonzalez, work. Let's just hope so. Caller, good night.
Good evening, Mr.
My friend, welcome.
Right? You know, this society calling on the opposition, asking why they're not doing work supposed to be paid for and all this kind of thing. And when to analyze the last 8 years, every situation that is out of control right now in this country, the opposition raised these issues in Parliament. And this that woman was sitting with that mask on her face, and every time the opposition raised an issue of concern, she rejected it.
Correct.
This is where our problem is right now in Trinidad and Tobago. You see that woman taking all this power, she more powerful than the Prime Minister, the President, and everybody who has power in this country to make something better.
Correct,
That
yes.
is the woman who has all the power in this country. And she is the reason why this country is where it is today. And the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago must not forget. You see the name they call Bridget and it said George. We must never ever forget that name. You see the 640 people that died last year. The country's highest murder rate ever. Bridget and it said George. Relate that name to it. You see the over 200 murders already. This year, you see that name?
Yeah.
Bridget, and I said George.
Rings a bell.
Relate that to her. And we might look for all the reasons and look to blame the opposition and all this and supporting and things. This is where the problem lies in this country. Every time that we decided that here what? When COVID was an issue, before how much people died in this country, it was raised in the parliament. When Tim Gopi Singh said, hey, hear what? Let's deal with this situation. She rejected it. She said, no, that is not an issue of concern.
Correct.
And she rejected it. How much people died because of that illiterate human being that is the speaker in this Trinidad today.
People might vex when I express how I understand, what I understand. But this is the reality of it. No.
Correct, yeah.
People run into your homes and take away your one and kill you at will. All because of that human being bringing another joy. And you know what the irony of this whole scenario? They're going to stay comfortable because protection. They have 24-hour security.
Correct, correct, yeah.
Wherever they go, the family, the children, and then whenever healthcare, medical, wherever, they have people protecting them. You and I, what we have. Have a good night, Mr. Saieed.
Thank you, my friend. So, viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to just have a little chat, me and you. Tonight was a nice show.
Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtalk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtalk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Realtalk Credit Union information stores are now open to members of the public. We are located at the Realtalk Group of Companies building at number 14 Grooney Savannah Main Road. Opening hours are from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us via telephone at 238-6716 or 231-6219 to book your appointment. You can also stay connected with us via Facebook.
So Trinidad and Tobago, we probably have about 2 minutes on our show again before it ends. But listen this. Why is it that when a government comes into power, they always blame the other government that just left? But I just want to highlight something here. From the Chaguanas farmers. Some farmers in Petersfield, Chaguanas are upset that they were not allowed to reap their crops before they were bulldozed to clear the land they occupied for housing. Intran Salim, members of the Petersfield Farmers Association, said what happened was unjust and that the Land Settlement Agency, LSA, told them that they could plant short crops. The farmer had no problem doing this once they were allowed to reap their crops before the land was developed for housing. However, everything was destroyed. In a statement, Couva North MP Ravi Ratiram called on the government to cease and desist from any further such action. He said both farmers and residents are unsure as to which state agency is responsible for the destruction as well as the proposed for which the land are going to be used. So hear what I will tell the farmers now. Take a lawyer, write the LSA, and find out who gave the order to clear the land. And in doing so, seeing that you were told by the LSA to plant short crop, and you all did plant short crop, and they didn't give you the time frame. Let me tell you something. I should have been a farmer. I should have been a farmer with permission from LSA. As they claimed, the farmers had no problem doing so in planting short crops, because the LSA told them they could plant short-term crop, and you didn't give the people chance. But hey, let me tell you something. I should have been a farmer there. LSA people, all of them be looking for work, you know. Some of them will not come off all your bed. I would not take that so. So Ravi being the UNC MP and a lawyer, dig into it. Viewers, we are out of time for tonight. The run of this program is from tomorrow 11:30 to 12:30 p.m. and we'll be right back here on Thursday for what? Bacchanal Thursday. Until we meet again, good night.